A quick note before we begin. The last video had the credits for the Sonic 3 music labeled as Brad Buxer and Michael Jackson, as well as Jun Sonoe. Well, thanks to commenter DDX-QV3MY, I have been corrected. They state, Howard Drossine composed most of Sonic and Knuckles' music, alone with another team member of Sega's sound team, which unfortunately I forgot their name, but they were Japanese from what I remember. Howard composed the main theme for Sonic and Knuckles and a decent amount of Zone. I did some research and found out that most likely Jun didn't compose any of the Zone themes. Instead, he just composed the bonus stage songs and some jingles. Almost all of the Zone's composers are unknown due to so many people working on Sonic 3 and Knuckles' soundtrack. And I know for sure Jun didn't compose anything for Sonic and Knuckles. So going forward, if I'm unsure of a composer, I'm just gonna put Sega in the artist/composer slot. Cool? Cool. Let's go!
Welcome back to the stage of history.
How have you been? I hope you're doing great. Happy New Year, by the way! The quote you just heard is from a game called SOULCALIBUR, a weapon-based fighting game released on the Sega Dreamcast. That game has nothing to do with the subject of today's video. The Dreamcast, however? Now that's a different story. Let's continue our discussion of Sonic music with 3 games from what many have dubbed the Adventure Era. So what happened after Sonic's third, well, technically fourth, adventure on the Genesis? Well, not a whole lot, really. There were many spin-offs, but no mainline titles in the works. Fast forward 4 years into the future, December 23rd, 1998. 7.5 years after the first adventure, and 2 console generations later, Sonic makes his jump to 3D in... With a new design, new friends, and a rockin' soundtrack, Sonic's 3D debut was fine. The game itself was fine. But we're not here to talk about the game or its gameplay. We're here to talk about this game's music. This was the first mainline game where they tried vocal tracks again. And not just 1 or 2 tracks like in Sonic CD. No. We got 6. Count them! 6 vocal tracks. With Open Your Heart serving as the main theme of the game, the song you heard in this section's intro, and 5 other songs serving as themes for each playable character, except for Gamma for some reason. Man, I remember hearing all of these vocal tracks for the first time and loving how well they fit each character. Here, I'll play a snippet of each one and you tell me in the comments if they fit each character or not. while he may not have a vocal theme, Gamma's track still slaps pretty hard. And did you notice that little melody at the end? Do you recognize it? I'll play it again. Now, where have we heard that? Oh, right here! Yep, this was one of the earliest times Sega started using what's called a leitmotif, which is defined as such. Leitmotif, noun, an associated melodic phrase or figure that accompanies the reappearance of an idea, person, or situation. And you can bet that we're going to hear a lot more about those in the next video. Quick note from future writing me. So, something I realized after watching this video, which is one of the big inspirations for this video series, is that there was an earlier instance of a leitmotif being used at the beginning of the series. And here it is!
Let's get back to the point!
So Sonic Adventure itself is split up into 3 hub areas: Station Square, Mystic Ruins, and the Egg Carrier. And they each have their own individual levels that you have to find! Yeah, Sonic ain't holding your hand this time around. No more beating one level and moving on to the next right afterward. No! You have to go find the next level by paying attention to the story and thinking about where the next story beat/level could be. Anyway, if you ask me, the Egg Carrier theme goes the hardest. It really gives you this sense of Eggman as a looming threat, and the first place you hear it is right after the Egg Carrier launches. You've just taken down Chaos 4, and you're feeling pretty good about your progress. Sure, Eggman has 4 emeralds now and is 3 away from reviving Perfect Chaos, this giant water snake thing. Look at it, it's beautiful, you like it. He looks Sugoi, doesn't he? I'm not sure what Sugoi means. Editing me, if you could just put what Sugoi means on screen, I'll feel like less of an idiot, or probably like even more of one. Cool, let's keep moving. But then, this happens! Seeing this for the first time was mind-blowing to me as a kid. Like, just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, you find out that Eggman has launched one of his famous flying fortresses. And then you play a below-average rail shooter. Twice before you even get on the damn thing and enter one of the coolest levels of the campaign, Skydeck. Why are all of these songs bangers! Okay, I think I'll talk about the other two areas of the game and then we'll move on. So Station Square. The bustling city of Mobius? Earth? Doesn't really matter. The point is, this place's theme is also pretty amazing. Oh, while I'm still here, I should probably talk about the lead composer for the soundtrack. So remember Jun Senoue? I mentioned him in the previous part. He was one of the composers on Sonic 3. Well, this is the time where he's gonna be like a super big deal. Jun Senoue, along with Kenichi Tokoi and Fumie Kumatani, composed this game's soundtrack. In fact, a couple of the songs from this game are revamped versions of tunes from another Sonic game. I'll let you guess in the comments what the other game is. Bonus points if you can guess the specific name of the original songs. Here are the two revamped tracks. Okay, so Station Square, right? It's home to a few of my favorite levels. Emerald Coast, Speed Highway, and actually that's it. The other levels are fine, but these two are classics. I mean, they're in Sonic Generations. Come on. That's pretty freaking awesome. So while Sega didn't follow the 2/3 act structure of the classic games in the traditional sense, most zones in this game have 2 or 3 songs associated with it. Here are Emerald Coast's 2 themes. And here are Speed Highway's themes. Man, can I just gush about this last track for a moment? Of course I can. The video is called Gushin' Bout Sonic Music Part 2, The Adventure Era. It really does sound like a song that would play when someone is waking up and about to start their busy day in the city. I just really love this song. All 4 of those songs were composed by Senoue himself. So, what did the other 2 composers write? We'll get to that, but first, let's talk about the final area of the 3, the Mystic Ruins. This area of the game is home to 4 zones: Windy Valley, Lost World, Red Mountain, and Ice Cap. Yes, Ice Cap. again. Let's talk about that. So, remember Ice Cap Zone's theme from Sonic 3? I'll play it again just in case you forgot.
Got it memorized?
Cool. So now let's listen to this zone's theme in Sonic Adventure. These themes, for an area that some might say are one and the same, couldn't be more different in tone. Sonic 3's version really pumps you up for the entirety of the level, while Sonic Adventures is a bit more ambient. However, both of these zones do have one thing in common. They both feature snowboarding sections. Check this song out! While I'm not against atmospheric pieces or anything like that, more of this would have been cool to have for this zone.
Pun entirely intended.
Or at least Sonic's version of it.
Oh well.
Anyway, this section of the video is getting a little long, so I'll just show a couple of my favorite tracks from the other levels in this region and move on to the next topic. This is Fumie Kumatani, one of the composers I mentioned a little while ago. Sonic Adventure was her first time composing for the series. Her contributions here include Amy and Big's themes, as well as these songs. If I were to describe these songs, I would say they are cinematic, mood-setting, and in one case, spooky. Sonic is often associated with rock or pop music, so Kumatani's contributions to the series are a welcome change of pace. Now let's talk about this guy, Kenichi Tokoi. He started at Sega by composing the soundtrack for Daytona USA Championship Circuit Edition. Here's one of the songs from that game. His first time composing for a Sonic game was Sonic Jam, a compilation of the original trilogy with a small 3D sort of overworld that acted as a menu to the comp's special features. But we're here to talk about his contributions to Sonic Adventure, which include the following tracks. Tokoi's songs have that cinematic quality that Kumatani's do, but they seem a lot more action-packed. Almost on par with June's themes. June just uses a lot more guitar. And that about wraps up the Sonic Adventure portion of this video. Now how long did that take? Holy crap, we got a juice!
Gotta juice it, cut it loose.
Sonic tried Mario Party after Sonic Adventure. Wasn't good. So fast forward to January 31st, 2001, when The Guardian put out this article. Sega was discontinuing console production, with its final console being the Dreamcast, a truly underrated gem of a machine. Sonic's 10th anniversary was approaching, and Sega was planning to release one of the Hedgehog's greatest adventures yet. Sonic's final game on a Sega console was Sonic Adventure 2. Quick question for Past Me. Did they use any game music in the movie? Cool! Let's move on. Where do I even begin with this soundtrack? How about at the beginning of the game? But which beginning? You see, instead of having each character's story playing out individually, the 6 playable characters were divided by what allegiance they belonged to. You could play as the heroes, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, or the villains. Shadow, our edgy-hedgy boy, Dr. Eggman, the crazy scientist with an IQ of 300, and Rouge. Rouge. She has such big eyes. Get your mind out of the gutter. You know what you were thinking. Well, I'll tell you something. I am a good boy, so I'm going to start with the good boys and talk about the hero story music first. Oh, and because the hero story music has the best opening of all time! Alright. So let's break this down. 1327. Above the capital city. We got this helicopter flying into frame. The pilots are heading due south over the city, and the control tower is asking about a captured hedgehog. Could it be? Could they have the Sonic on board? The bass line for the track Let's Make It starts to play. Kinda slaps, right? The pilot claims that the hedgehog is secure. I don't buy it. Things start getting crazy on board the helicopter. The music starts picking up, and all of a sudden... Whoa! That's the hedgehog! That's the Sonic! And get this. An instrumental version of his theme plays when he appears!
It doesn't matter now what happens. I will never give up the fight. Long as the voice inside drives me to run and fight. It doesn't matter who is wrong and who is right.
Just a quick little side note. That little leitmotif thing I mentioned earlier in the video? This is another one of those. But before we move on, I just want to hear Sonic say his iconic line.
Talk about low-budget flights, no food or movies. I'm out of here. I like running better.
Me too, Sonic. Me too. So let's run. From the Popo. In fact, one might even say we should escape from the city. You know the words! Let's go! I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by these fat beats. We're here to talk about music, Sonic music specifically. This song is... No, shh. You'll get your time. Next video. Like Green Hill's theme, this song is so associated with Sonic at this absolutely incredible level that I don't need to say much about it. It's also one of the 16 vocal themes this game has. That's right! Sonic Adventure continues what Sonic CD started and Sonic Adventure resurrected, and brings us even more vocal themes. And we're going to talk about most of them in another video, because in the middle of writing this video, I decided to add an additional part to this video series. That part will be all about the greatest vocal songs in the series. So again,
Let's get back to the point.
Okay, so this next part is going to have a slight wrinkle on the video because it features... This is Emmanuel Armugum, better known as HUNNID-P, like 100%, but you put a little gangsta on it, and you get 100%. He performed all the rap tracks in the game. He's also kinda sort of a big piece of garbage. I don't want to dwell on it too long, so I'll just link a video about him by SPLASHDASH in the description and mute his vocals in the music samples I'm about to play. Because the instrumentals for these rap tracks were composed by this man, Tomoya Otani, who, like Jun Sonoe and Brad Buxer before him, is gonna be like a super big deal in the next video. Now let's drop those beats! In case it wasn't obvious by the footage I was using, all of the rap tracks in the game are associated with Knuckles. In this game, each character has a specific genre that's associated with them. Knuckles is rap, Sonic is rock, Shadow is industrial techno, Eggman is industrial rock, and Rouge is jazz.
Miss me, Slowbot.
Oh, and Tails is... also rock? Pop rock? I'm honestly not entirely sure. Tails' levels are pretty unique as far as music goes. Here are some examples. Let's go into a bit more detail on some of my favorite songs and loop back around to Sonic. So, we've already established that City Escape is the best song on this soundtrack. Okay, technically it's called Escape from the City. I know, I wrote it that way in the script. You get it. And it's second only to Live and Learn. We'll get to that in the vocal theme video. But Sonic has 5 other levels in the Hero campaign. So let's continue with... An interesting thing to note about this song is its pseudo-ska sound. You know, because ska is just punk with horns. And this song is the only song that plays horns. It's freaking great! I lived near Bout Nature Park in Portland, Oregon around the time this game was released. It's a sprawling forest, and so is the level this song is used in, which is aptly titled Green Forest. All I wanted to do then was take this song and just run as fast as I could through the woods. The moment this song plays in the game is after Sonic fights Shadow for the first time. Then Eggman blurts out,
Shadow, what are you doing? Hurry and get back here right now before the island blows up with you on it!
the music kicks it into high gear and Sonic springs into action. The song title is pretty fitting. Won't stop, just go? Sure, you can stop, but why would you? Why would you stop when this song is on? You just gotta go, go, go! Out of all of Sonic's level themes, this one is the most unique. This may sound kinda obvious given the Egyptian-esque theming of the level, but it just sounds like a what if Sonic was in Tomb Raider kind of vibe. And it's the only one of Sonic's level themes with an organ and accordion? I feel like this sounds like an accordion, but I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Crazy Gadget is Crazy Gadget. So let's check out Final Rush. Now this is a foreboding final level theme. At this point, Sonic just got shot out of Space Colony Arc towards Earth in a capsule. He uses Shadow's signature technique, Chaos Control, and manages to land back on the outskirts of the colony. With a fake emerald, no less, Eggman is about to fire up the Eclipse Cannon again, and Sonic has to stop him. Look at this. There's barely any solid ground to run on, though there do be rails though. There do in fact be rails though. Lots of them. Gotta milk that soap shoe sponsor somehow. With the stakes as high as they are and the level as treacherous as it is, the music is just the cherry on top, driving you towards your final confrontation with the ultimate life form. Definitely a standout track for sure. Let's move on to Tails' themes. I played samples of 75% of them earlier. They're pretty good. But I think my two favorites are Rumbling Highway and On the Edge. Like Sky Chase Zone before it, Rumbling Highway doesn't fit the situation that's happening, but it still slaps. When I hear it, I think of someone rushing to get their Christmas shopping done before the mall closes. Here, let me show you. See? Fits, don't it? Let's talk about On the Edge, the theme for Tails' final level, Eternal Engine. Jun Senoue does it again, with a final level theme that feels daunting, but fills you with determination. Most people hate this level. This includes me. But the level theme is so good. Now let's move on to Knuckles. So literally all of Knuckles' level themes are vocal themes. And as established earlier, the vocalist is a piece of shit. So instead, let's talk about composer Tomoya Otani's awesome instrumentals! Starting with A Ghost's Pumpkin Soup. Not only is this the most popular of Knuckles' stage themes, but it's the one that sounds the most like if Knuckles was in GTA. And it goes so hard. My other favorite level theme is Space Trip Steps. I really love how this song not only sounds like a different genre, techno, but it really encapsulates just how big the level is. I mean, seriously, this is one of the biggest emerald hunting levels in the game. Oh, if only there was a way I could show you. What happened? This is weird. Whoa, why are my hands so big? Wait, I'm Knuckles? Let's go!
Put up your dukes.
Guys, I have a good feeling he won.
Was that Eggman?
Hi, Knuckles. Bye, Knuckles.
Oh. Huh? What the?
Alright, give me the emerald pieces.
Which hole do you want them in?
That was weird. You're telling me! And that covers the bases for all of the heroes. So let's move on to our villains. Starting with our edgy-hedgy, Shadow. What Sonic is to Green Hill, Shadow is to... Aside from this being Black Doom's favorite level in Sonic Adventure 2, it definitely makes a great first impression. I mean, come on! Who didn't want to try to grind down the Golden Gate Bridge after seeing Shadow do it? Oh, and the title, Vengeance is Mine. Given the cutscene prior to this level, the one where Maria dies, it certainly is a fitting title. Shadow is blazing through the military like they're nothing. Here's a random thought though. See these police cars? How did they get here? Considering the level design goes something like this, I've just gotta know how they got there. I know it's a children's game, I'm aware, but I want you to leave your best answer in the comments. Come on, let's get creative. Rhythm and Balance is the theme for White Jungle, Shadow's Green Forest. It was composed by returning composer Fumie Kumatani, along with newcomer to the series, Haigo Tani, who's better known now as Wall 5. While singer Everett Bradley did the barely audible vocals. The song certainly fits well with the skating through the jungle at breakneck speed vibe. percussion, the ooh ooh ooh, and the trance-like synths and sounds give it a chaotic tribe-like sound. And it's freaking awesome! I would genuinely love to hear a tribal drum cover of this song. At the time of writing, I couldn't find any covers like that. You could be the first. If you do make it, reach out to my socials in the description. Assuming I'm still active at the time you're watching this, because who knows what's going to happen in life. Let's move on. I don't have too much else to say about Shadow's level themes. So it's on to Eggman.
YOSH.
So Shadow and Eggman share that industrial music genre feel in their level themes. But while Shadow's is more techno-industrial, Eggman is straight industrial rock. Let's begin with Way to the Bass. Sand Ocean's theme is the superior of the two Desert Mech stage themes in my opinion. I just love how sneaky it sounds. Down in the bass, Tails' Desert stage theme just doesn't sound right, considering he actually is trying to sneak into Eggman's base. Hey, you know what? Pause here for a second. Why is there a stage here? I mean, I like the song well enough, but why do we need to play through Eggman going into his base? Just seems like an odd choice. I'm sure there's a good reason. I don't want to get too caught up on it though. Let's do more sneaking. From sneaking into your home base to sneaking inside an abandoned space colony, 2 of Eggman's 5 stage themes are for levels where you're meant to be sneaking. Have I said sneaking enough? Have you heard of the game Sneakers? I've never played it. If you played it, tell me about it in the comments. And despite the fact you're blowing up robots here, and, well, just being the total opposite of stealthy, it fits. Then again, the objective doesn't say sneak your way into the colony's core. It says find your way to the colony's core. It's dark and hard to see what's in front of you, so you want to take things slow and steady. And this song really makes you want to do that. The quieter bits with the bass popping here and there are for when you're sneaking around, while the parts where the drums go full psycho mode are for when you're blasting gun sentries. It's so good! The one and only mech level in the game where you can fly upwards when you hover. The theme really gives you this sense of power, like you discovered this cool new ability you had no idea you could do. I know, it's just wonky space gravity. Be cool, comment section, be cool! And now you're going to harness this power to chase down that meddling fox and his pink hedgehog friend to put an end to them both. Seriously, Eggman points a gun at Amy in this game. It's wild. Okay, just a little bit more and we can finally move on to talking about our last game.
You like jazz?
Rouge's themes are all jazzy, in case you forgot. She's a government agent. A spy. There's a song called I'm a Spy. Kumatani-san really doesn't miss with her compositions. A fast-paced jazz theme for an emerald heist that needs to be completed in 5 minutes. I mean, what more can I say? It fits, I like it, it's on Spotify, moving on! You know, for a level called Dry Lagoon, there sure is a decent amount of water in the level, unlike the Knuckles equivalent Wild Canyon, which actually is dry. The level theme does sound like something a jazz band would play at a desert oasis. And yeah, okay, maybe it sounds like elevator music as well. So after completing both Hero and Dark stories, you've beaten the game, right?
Yes! Wrong!
There is in fact a last story, where the two sides converge. But before we talk about that, I do want to take a detour and talk about some of the cutscene music. One interesting piece of music comes from Tomoya Otani. It's called Strategy. And the reason I find it interesting is because the OST version sounds like this. While the in-game version sounds like this. It's slower and a bit off-key. And I like that version better than the OST one. It just sounds more like something that would play at a military strategy meeting, you know? I mean, I guess the other one does too, but just not as much. Oh well. Potato tomato. 3 Black Noises is 3 different cutscene themes combined into one. The one I want to talk about starts at 2 minutes and 50 seconds on the track, and it's titled Reflection. This piece was obviously made for Shadow, as he reflects on his time with Maria on the Ark. And I love how melancholic it is. There are nights where I sit in my car, at work, alone, and this song pops into my head. You see, as much as I would love to make videos and voice act full time, I'm not quite there yet. So I do security, and a lot of times you spend shifts alone, giving you plenty of time to reflect on things, especially around December. The year is winding down, loved ones are spending time with each other, and despite all the hustle and bustle, there's a stillness that can fill the air, especially when it starts to snow. I know that has nothing to do with how the song is used in-game, but that's the beauty of it. The song transcends its original medium and plays an important part in the soundtrack of my own life. You've done it. You've reached the end of one of the campaigns. All that's standing between you and the credits is either a black or blue hedgehog. This scene is infamous in the community, mainly for how it's riffed on.
I promised Maria to get revenge. You're wrong, Shadow. That image playing over and over in your head like a GIF, it's not the truth. It's pronounced GIF. Huh?
But despite its meme status, this scene, as well as the song, are iconic. It's the battle the entire game has been building up to, and this song just gets you ready for that final confrontation. Or at least it would be the final confrontation if it weren't for that pesky last story. So, after Sonic and Shadow have their interstellar tussle and Eggman slams the emerald into the Eclipse Cannon, shit hits the fan. Instead of blowing up the Earth, the colony goes into red alert as a message from Gerald Robotnik plays.
This is a death sentence for every human being on Earth. If my calculations are correct, the space colony arc will impact the Earth in 27 minutes and 53 seconds. All of you will be destroyed, along with your beloved planet Earth.
The colony is rocketing towards Earth, and it's up to hero and villain alike to prevent utter catastrophe. Enter the 5-segment level Cannon's Core. All the genres associated with each character are dropped out the window in favor of 3 separate songs for the different playstyles. The Tails and Eggman segments are accompanied by Scramble for the Core, a fitting title considering the journey is beginning and everyone is, well, scrambling to get to the core. Then, as you arrive at the Knuckles and Rouge section of the stage, a more focused tune begins to play. Our 2 treasure hunters need to cooperate to drain the liquid out of the room they're in. Also, Sonic can make the final dash to the core itself. This section's song is fittingly titled Cooperation. The liquid drain, Sonic begins his descent into the deepest part of the core, all to a tune that's titled Deep Inside of. So what happens next? Well, you'll have to find out in the vocal songs video. Or just play the game yourself. So after the darker tone of Sonic Adventure 2, Sega decided to dial it back a bit for the Blue Blur's next adventure. 2 years later, in 2003, we got... This game brings the zone count down from Adventure 2's 31 to a meager 14. Meanwhile, the number of playable characters has effectively doubled to 12, with the small caveat that they are in teams of 3, and you control all of them at once.
Whoa, this is heavy.
Full disclosure, I have not played this game in 20 years. Come on, Sega, just give us a modern re-release already. And while you're at it, could you give us a CHAO guide? The gameplay you're looking at is from a channel called World of Long Plays. Check them out, links in the description. So in other words, I couldn't get my own footage because there's no way to play the game on current platforms. Alright, with that out of the way, what's on our list of stage themes? Oh look, another green... Despite the fact that for all intents and purposes this is another Green Hill-esque location, there's a lot to differentiate it from its tropical beach counterparts. For instance, when you're about halfway through the stage, the environment changes from green grass and brown checkered rocky hills to palace-like structures made of white stone with red roofs. The level theme does a great job at getting you motivated for the adventure ahead, as any first level theme should do. Most of the tracks in this game are composed by Jun Sonoe. Told you he was going to be a super big deal in this video. However, we have a couple returning composers and a few notable new composers for the series. In addition to Jun, we have Fumie Kumatani coming back on all of one track, which I'll play a sample of now. And returning from Sonic CD, we have Naofumi Hataya, who did 3 songs on this soundtrack. And here they are. Quick editor's note, I discovered one more song that Hataya-san did for the game in my research, but we'll get to that later. Okay, that last one was composed by Jun, but Hataya-san still assisted on it, so it counts. Since we're here at Ocean Palace, let's talk about the song a bit. The little melody at the beginning sounds like a fanfare, like you're arriving at a palace. Which, I guess you are. The level's called Ocean Palace after all. Thank you, Steph, for pointing that one out. Other than that, it's basically Seaside Hill Act 2. Moving on. What if I told you that people actually hate this song? Particularly because of what I like to call the meow synths. You just heard them. Don't believe me? Let's ask Dan from Game Grumps.
Meow 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 meow.
See? He thinks they sound like meows too. On the album version of the OST, there's a remix of the song that's supposed to be the original version. And it doesn't use the meow synths. Oh, what could have been. Next. This is the first level theme on the soundtrack that really goes hard on the rock elements. Probably because we're in a canyon, which is made of rocks. Boo! Oh, shut up, you laughed. There's a bit of tension in the song, and that's probably because this is technically the start of the second day in game. Second day, you may be asking yourself. This isn't Majora's Mask.
No shit!
Let's rewind a bit to the opening scene of Team Sonic's campaign.
We got some time. Feeling lucky?
Sonic, we only have 24 hours left.
A game theory.
Sonic's running, Tails is flying his plane, and Knuckles is not wearing a seatbelt when he really should be. But most importantly, Eggman establishes this bit of information.
Guess what, Sonic Heroes? I finally developed the ultimate weapon. In 3 days, I'll conquer the world. Think you can stop me?
And what most people fail to notice in this game is the time of day each level takes place. I don't want this to be a huge tangent, so I'll break it down really quick. Day 1 is when everybody goes through Seaside Hill, Ocean Palace, Grand Metropolis, and Power Plant, with nightfall happening at Casino Park and Bingo Highway. Day 2 has our heroes traveling at sunrise through Rail Canyon and Bullet Station. Then around midday they go through Frog Forest and Lost Jungle, with dusk/nightfall occurring at Hang Castle and Mystic Mansion. Then the third and final day has the heroes aboard Eggman's Egg Fleet and Final Fortress. So the game takes place across 3 days.
Pretty cool, huh?
So yeah, all that to say, there's a bit of tension with the second day starting, and we're only halfway through the adventure. They really need to pick up the pace if they're going to stop Eggman. If only they could go as fast as, say, a bullet? Cease your typing, cheeky commenter. I know Sonic's as fast as a bullet. Hell, even faster than one. Chill out, my friend. It's called a joke. Bullet Station's theme gets you really pumped up. It takes all the tension out of Rail Canyon's theme and replaces it with focus. Like how a gun focuses a bullet. Hence the name. Maybe? I mean, you are shot out of a giant gun in this level.
I think my heart stopped.
No, Knuckles. If that happened, you'd be dead. Before we talk about the next zone, I want to take a brief moment and talk about the cutscene song by, according to my research, Yutaka Minobe. Okay, technically June wrote the music, but Yutaka performed and arranged it. Anyway! It's always played after you beat the Egg Albatross. Seriously, every single bloody time. And while this title clearly indicates it's for this scene, you know, the one with Shadow in it, it's used across all 4 teams. Even Team Rose. Look at Big. He's so defeated. No rap over the top of this track, Tomoya Otani really gets to flex his hip-hop sensibilities in this song. It's kind of similar to A Ghost's Pumpkin Soup, which I mentioned earlier in the video. I mean, it fits. Both levels have a spooky vibe to them. But I do want to point one interesting thing out. I'm going to play a clip of raw gameplay audio. Listen carefully to the music when the level flips upside down.
Annihilate.
What? I'll take it from here.
Did you notice how the music changed? The theme shifts whenever you change gravitational polarity. I mean, when the castle flips upside down, the music changes. What's really interesting, however, is the OST version starts on the upside down portion of the song. Then, after about a minute, it plays the right side up portion. Then alternates back and forth a couple times. Let's move on. One of my top 5 favorite songs on this OST. Mystic Mansion feels like something you might play at a Halloween party. You might think that with the hip-hop sounding beats in the background that Otani-san arranged this piece, right?
Nope.
Wrong again! This piece was actually composed by Jun Sonoe and Naofumi Hataya. Told you we'd get back to him. My favorite part of the track takes place towards the end of the level. You descend into this dark well and are presented with 3 forks in the path. The skybox in here makes the room seem really big, but more importantly, the music makes the situation seem really dire. The guitars and bass slowly descend while you hear ominous bells in the background. Spooky, scary, let's move on. Speaking of creepy tunes, here's this one. It's short, it's sweet, and it's only played once in the cutscene that I have slowed down to fit for time. It's also weirdly off-putting from the rest of the game's tone. Like, it's not that far out of place, but enough to where if you heard it out of context, you'd do a spit take if you were told it's from a Sonic game. It's also a scene with Shadow in it, and the song title is No Past to Remember. Yes, very interesting. Now let's move on. While not exactly daunting or imposing, this song gets you pumped to take down the appropriately titled Egg Fleet. This is the penultimate level of the game, the third act, the climax, the ending. Okay, not really that last one, but you get it. June goes all out here, and like Final Rush before it, the level barely has anything to stand on. So you as the player are constantly in a state of panic, never quite sure where you're going to land next. All while the music is going absolutely insane. So this is a bit of a weird note to end on, but one thing I noticed about Skydex themes from SA1 and the airship themes from this game is that the first act is always rock-based, while the second act goes for a more techno sound. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about.
Isn't it?
And that's about all I have to say about the Adventure Era games. I'd like to say that I'm covering the mainline games in these first 4 videos. Don't worry, we'll get to Edgy the Hedgy at a later date. So thank you for watching. A huge shout out to my VR chat friends who are going to be right here on screen for a bit. Names are underneath. I want to give them a big thanks. They helped me with the Meteor Herd segment. As well as a special thanks to Moxie, who gave this channel a shout out on her Meet the Artist short, link in the description, and my thumbnail artist, ARTSIESTEPH. She's been doing my thumbnails across a few different channels for the better part of almost a decade now. Go support her on her socials, which will also be in the description. So as always, do the YouTube things, and next time we'll talk about the Boost era games.
Who are you?
Hello? Have you seen the Iblis trigger?
Oh no.
And Sonic 06. Later, nerds.
Oh, are we on? Hello everyone, thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you're notified when new videos come out.
And if you want to watch more, there's a playlist up there.
Hello, Orbot and Qbot.
Dad?
I come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's a